This is John Bauman. I wanted to shoot a quick video on the Springfield Armory M1A from an accurizing standpoint. And what I did on this was, when I first got the gun, it was shooting groups like this. Okay. Makes you want to send it back. I knew there was something going on, couldn't really put my finger on it. Started taking apart the front of the gas system and started looking at the measurements on it, as far as, I dropped the calipers in here, the tail of the caliper, and started measuring the distance from the back of the gas lock to the muzzle face. They should mate, they should touch. They don't, they didn't. So what I did was I removed material from the gas lock here, and I did this so I could time it irrelevant of everything else going on here. I wanted to make sure that this muzzle and the back of that gas lock were making contact. So I had to take about 15 thousandths off this, and then I took about 5 thousandths off the front of the barrel. And I was going to do the front of the barrel anyways because I wanted to recrown it, so I did both of them. But now I've got a situation where when I put my gas lock on, it times exactly at 6 o'clock where I wanted it. I worked it backwards and got this relationship between the muzzle and the gas lock set first, and then worked backwards into making sure I had the proper tension between the two. So I shimmed afterwards. And if you notice, I've got very good clearance there. And this time's at 6 o'clock now. Right where it needs to be. Fruits of the labor, it's right there. You go from shooting this with 168 FGMM to that. There was definitely in this relationship here. I just dropped this in a JAE stock, and these require some adjustment, and you've got a barrel tensioner on it. So if you look here, this is one turn here. On the barrel tensioner, this is 0 tension whatsoever. Okay. One turn. Okay, these are all under 0.74 MOA. 1.5 turns on it, and then 2 turns on it. So the sweet spot was between 1 and 1.5 turns on it. But if you look at the groups, these aren't flyers. When you adjust this draw pressure on the stock, your point of impact is going to change, and you got to re-zero your scope. Once you get it the sweet spot on it to where you want it, then you re-zero your scope. But working with the relationship here made all the difference in the world. I did have to take a little bit of material off the back of the gas plug, and I took a little material off the piston so I didn't lose my gas port alignment. If you have any questions or any comments, feel free to leave them, and I will respond accordingly. But this made, working on this relationship here made all the difference in the world. I did do a trigger job, cleaned it up. I didn't do a whole lot more other than that. I polished the sears and whatnot, and anywhere where metal was touching got cleaned up and polished. But this right here was the game changer.